And you were part of developing Ernest Henry and George Fisher mines, which are two big parts of the MIM.
Look, that was an extraordinary era in the Mount Isa region because we had a very old-fashioned coal-fired power station at Mica Creek, and multiple mines were getting built at the same time. So we had Century, Ernest Henry, Cannington, Osborne, Phosphate Hill, all being built at the same time. And one of the issues was not enough power to drive them all. And so we did another huge thing then that was brought the gas pipeline up to Mount Isa from Ballera, 2,000 miles of gas pipeline, then converted Mica Creek to a gas-fired power station. So it was an awesome era then. The projects happening everywhere, which in a way is a message. That's what a mining boom looked like. There was billions of dollars getting spent, infrastructure being built.
Isn't that it's a beautiful thing to reflect on, I think, in terms of government and enabling industry and prosperity.
Yep.
I think it'd be fair to say you'd be looking at 2,000 jobs, perhaps, in those projects that you've talked about.
At least, probably more. Certainly during
that'd be direct jobs in the mine, and probably more. I was being conservative,
yeah.
So I wouldn't be accused of exaggerating. But and that was from government saying, here's a piece of, and perhaps driven by private industry, but at least the government help enable a piece of infrastructure that was built that's addressed energy, your core expenses, and look what happened. Just things sprung up everywhere. And to me, from a government perspective, particularly the important thing to reflect on now is I find myself isolated in Parliament, pushing, not just talking, because a lot of politicians talk about things, but actually pushing for things in the Northwest Mineral Province. But there's sort of a reluctance and a lack of appreciation of how that plugs into the greater economy. And you say if we adopted 3,000 jobs developed in that time, well, you'd be lucky to get 30% or 20 or 30% of those jobs to be local in the region now, which means a great deal of that benefit, all that royalties goes into the state government's coffers and all those wages go into Brisbane, Townsville. And I mean that, I'm trying to say that as a positive message in that we all benefit from these things.
Yeah.
It's not, if it's me pushing that in Parliament for things in the Northwest, it's not me doing it for Mount Isa or Cloncurry, it's me doing it for all of Queensland.
Sure.
And I think that's something that gets lost a little bit politically when we're pushing these infrastructure items to enable industry.